Hey everybody, I wanted to do a quick video on this position, which is something that probably should look really quite familiar to any of you who are following the ChessGoals course on the Caro-Kann repertoire. Most of you looking at this probably are immediately thinking about playing bishop takes h3, which is exactly what I played when I had this game. But when I was analyzing afterwards, I found that it's really not the best move at all. I mean, I played it relatively without thought, I got a really quick checkmate, but it's not great. And the reason why it's not great is what I want to go into this game. So what you can see is if we just capture and they take back, captures, bishop f4 is the big idea. They're relying on this battery of the queen plus bishop to shut our bishop out. And this bishop is really the workhorse of this attack with the mate threats. And so we can go queen g4 and captures, take here, and we've gotten 3 pawns for the piece, and we're okay here. And I've had this position a few times and I have managed to get lucky and have the extra pawns outplay the bishop in an endgame. But if white plays well, really they should have the better of it. The bishop plus their queenside majority should be enough to just hold back our pawns and get counterplay of their own. Although if you do end up in this position, it's not easy for white and the game's far from over. But we have better. So going back to the start position, the best move is actually to just play knight to g6. And this is a common idea. Normally or in other positions, I've been accustomed to capture, the queen sitting here, and then I follow up with knight g6, intending to play knight to h5, trying to trade off this knight so I can give a checkmate on h2. But here there's an additional idea, and it's simply that we're preventing bishop f4, so that we want to renew this idea of captures, the queen comes, and then there's no bishop f4, and there's big problems. Now, I never wanted to do this because I was afraid that it'll take it, and then my attack is over. But it's just not. We can capture right back, and if they play rook to c1, because we're threatening this guy, the attack is back on. We captures here, and not queen takes, which is the automatic move, but the key idea is rook to e4, and this is cool because we're again preventing the defensive resource of bishop f4, and we're renewing the threat of queen takes. So say he tries to play king g2, well, great, this is just a checkmate. We sacrifice the rook just to get the queen involved, we give a check, and with just a nice little checking sequence, we end up in a nice mate. So there's really no fear of the attack being over once we capture on, when they capture on g6. Now, the best move for them to play, instead of capturing, is actually to play knight h2. But honestly, even if they play knight h2, which I can't imagine anyone's gonna, because if they're good enough to find knight h2 here and the moves that follow, they're probably good enough they would have never gotten themselves in this predicament anyway. We can just play rook e7, rook fe1, develop our rooks, we can improve our bishop, we have great development, everything is looking awesome here. Now, if we go back and look at some other options, so for example, if rook to f1 was played instead of capturing here, well, now the sack is right back on. We capture here, and we can play queen takes. Now, if they try to lop off the bishop so that they can play they try to lop off our knight so they can play bishop f4, it's too little too late. We can grab here, and they play bishop f4 just like before. There's a really key difference now that the rook has come over to e1, and that's that, yes, we have queen g4, comes back, we capture, and this time we don't pick up a third pawn, we pick up a knight, and we're doing just great. Going back even further, if instead they try to do something different after bishop takes in that line, captures back, and they don't go for rook to c1, say c5 instead. The idea is they want to kick this bishop and protect the c pawn and not allow the sack immediately so they can follow up with the bishop 4. We can just drop back, no big deal. Now they play bishop f4. We're just going to capture it, no problem. The queen comes up, and the attack's not over. We can play g4, and we get this great position. We have some kingside attacking possibilities. d4 is weak, d5 is weak. We can bring our rooks in, and we just have a phenomenal position here, and everything's looking great. So what I wanted to go back and really take away from this key position is when you see this defensive resource of them trying to shut your bishop out, we definitely want to play knight to g6, which is a nice preparatory move. We're not afraid of them capturing. It gives us the bishop pair. So many good things happen because of that. We still get to have an attack. And then the other key idea is after they do capture, and we can still have this same sacrifice, and with this idea of rook to e4, again, controlling this f4 square, which is a key stopping square that white tries to handle. And then, of course, there's the cute mate. Now, they don't have to play king to g2 here. They could play knight to e5, but okay, we just take it. We're no longer even down a piece. They capture back. We grab this pawn, and we're threatening mate. Tries to stop it on f4 square. We have a nice move. We can play bishop to b4. The queen's got to move out of the way. We'll grab here. The attack rages. We're up pawns. All kinds of problems. So I thought this was just a really nice learning position when you see this idea of the queen and bishop battery trying to control f4 and preventing us from having this sacrifice that we really like on h3. Anyhow, I hope you guys found this helpful, and thanks a lot. Bye-bye.